Dating an emotionally hurt man is dangerous. Watch for signs. Men being cheated on. Most people see infidelity as the greatest betrayal. I get it. The promise that holds everything together was snapped. He or she broke ground rule number 1. There is no more foundation to build on. Where do you even start? And even if you decided to forgive and move on, it can be a virus that may go dormant for a while, but then surface when conflict occurs. You're good until he forgets your birthday. It's loaded right behind everything he does wrong. Couples rarely recover from infidelity. It's one of the hardest things to heal from. Here's why. It's not the act. Yes, the thought of your partner having sex with someone else is an imprinted visual that's nearly impossible to erase. Your mind will play it back over and over again, especially when things aren't going well, and you'll blow it up. But chances are, what you imagine isn't how it really went down. You're playing a trailer of an overhyped movie. Over time, this trailer will slowly fade as you reconnect with your partner and create a stronger intimacy. That's the goal, but most couples don't get there. The reason isn't because of what happened. It's a lack of understanding of the why. Because if you don't understand why, you will tie it to your self-worth. On a deeper level, you believe he or she cheated because you weren't enough. There's something wrong with you, not them. You're not attractive enough, skinny enough, sexual enough. Whatever your insecurity is, you fill in the blank. It cuts deep because you personalize the behavior of his or her cheating. And this is why it's so hard to heal from being cheated on. Men being used for their money. When someone is using you, it means they are manipulating or taking advantage of you for their own benefit. Have you ever gotten the feeling that someone is manipulating you for their benefit? Or that they care more about what you can offer them than they do about you? In these situations, it's possible that you're being used. In some cases, the individual being used may not recognize the pattern until long after the behaviors first start. On other occasions, the individual is keenly aware they have been manipulated for another person's gain right away, says Markham. Past relationships, sometimes going back to childhood, can play a role in adult relationship dynamics. For instance, people who have grown up in a positive family climate may be more assertive and therefore less likely to be taken advantage of. This article helps you identify some signs that you're being used and suggests some strategies to help you put a stop to it. Signs someone is using you may vary depending on the nature of the relationship. A friend who is using you may only want to do things together at their convenience. They may expect you to listen to them, but not be willing to hear what you have to say. In a relationship, being used might involve selfishness and disinterest in your needs. It may also involve someone only being interested in a sexual relationship while refusing to make any other type of emotional commitment. Men feeling all women are the same. It is not a compliment to call someone emotional. We incorrectly see emotion as the opposite of the rational or affective, even though neuroscientists have long known that emotion is what drives intelligent thought. Now scientists have just revealed another area where we get emotion completely wrong. Despite centuries of stereotypes, a new study finds that men are just as emotional as women. Men have the same ups and downs, highs and lows as women do. And that is good news for all of us. Women are not more emotional than men. Why are we all so sure that women are more emotional than men? There are two main reasons. First, there is a long history of classifying emotion in a pejorative way, and then blaming that on the uterus. In the 19th century, women were considered prone to a uniquely female problem: hysteria. The idea was that women were emotional and unstable, and likely to develop behavioral problems, and men couldn't because they didn't have a uterus. Hysterical females were often treated with hysterectomies. Treating all women how one woman treated him. How should a woman treat a man? In our society, there has been so much advice and conversations on how to treat a woman right. However, little has been discussed how women should treat men. Why is it that way? Does it mean men don't deserve to be treated right, or their feelings aren't valued? There are things a woman should do for a man to make him feel appreciated. Men also want to be pampered and cared for like their partners. Sadly, some women are so focused on themselves that they sometimes forget their men's emotions and needs. Most men need someone that genuinely understands how to treat a man. Notably, a woman should treat her man as well as she would have expected from him. When a man sees the effort you put into making him happy, he is empowered to do more for you. How should a woman treat a man then? Are there things a woman should do for her man? Read this article to the end to learn how women should treat men. How do you treat your man in a relationship? How should a woman treat a man? Women who are intentionally caring about their men want to know how to treat a man in a relationship. Luckily for you, treating a man isn't rocket science. It's something you can learn. It will make your man feel good and strengthen your relationship. Making inappropriate requests on the first date. One surefire way to ruin a first date is to dominate the conversation, droning on and on about your new app idea, your trip to Lisbon, and your dog's skin condition without ever taking a beat to ask the person sitting across from you anything about them. That may be why 65% of US singles say that the first date move that impresses them most is when their date asks them a lot of questions, according to Match.com's 2018 Singles in America survey. Is it rude to ask for sex on the first date? The matter is not just black and white, but it is important to think it through. I'll share the same insights I share with friends who come to me with this burning question. There's a certain look that appears in a man's eye within 2 hours of the first date. It's when there's a kind of flow, and the attraction begins to grow beyond a simple nod. That look has the same sparkle as in the first instant eye contact is made. It's when the first touch happens and hands are shaken, followed by hellos. But now, there's something more. There's a growing hunger, held back by a touch of restraint. But it's not the moment that he should ask. There is more to discover, more for him to understand before he dares cross that line. The importance of safety for first date success. Around 99% of the time, I wouldn't have sex on the first date. I'd be lying if I told you it hadn't happened before. But 99% of the time, a man does not give me the confidence I need to go home with him. Those guys need to heal and spurring out heart. The heart is the seat of emotion. The heart is the symbol of love. Our language is full of words and terms that tie the heart to love, or the opposite. You're all familiar with the term heartthrob, someone who makes your heart beat fast, or with one's heart's desire, or a sweetheart, a term for one's darling. Or warm-hearted, heartfelt, or wholehearted, terms that imply caring and warmth of feeling. Then, of course, we're all very familiar with the opposite. Heartbroken is often depicted as a heart jaggedly broken into two halves. Similarly, heartache or being heartsick both imply a sort of disease where the heart suffers harm from the loss of love. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.